inside DeKalb, inside your community, inside your government. With me, Paula Gwen Grant. Inside DeKalb. Welcome to Inside DeKalb. I'm Paula Gwen Grant. Great to see you again. It is so beautiful outside that we wanted to take advantage. So we are here in the East Decatur Greenway. And if you haven't been out here to this brand new green space with your family, you've got to make a point to do it. We have lots of great stories for you, news stories, so let's get right on into it. First up on our show, DeKalb County shows just how committed we are to protecting the environment and increasing transparency with the public. In this report, DCTV's director, Diamond Lewis, explains why the county embarked on a fishing expedition to the delight of many residents in Clarkston. DeKalb County officials recently partnered with officials from the city of Clarkston to ensure a quick remediation and restoration response following a sewer spill which jeopardized the quality and balance of life here at Crystal Pond in the city of Clarkston. The fish are back at Crystal Pond in the city of Clarkston, a welcome sight to local residents affected by a recent sewer spill. The spill occurred February 18th after blockage in an 8-inch sewer line caused a 5,300-gallon sewage overflow from a manhole, with some of it reaching the pond.
When we cleaned out that blockage, we found grease, we found baby diapers, we found flushable wipes, which really aren't flushable. But those kinds of things, they get into our sewer and they create a blockage, and that causes the sewer to overflow into the environment.
Crystal Pond here in Clarkston is such a hidden gem, not only for the residents in Clarkston, but for just the natural ecosystem and the ecology of everything that is downstream from us. As soon as the complaints were fielded to DeKalb Watershed, there was immediate action.
I'm very glad that they didn't waste any time about trying to get on top of this issue, because it was a big issue. I live right there on the lake, and I'm a big fisherman, so.
The county began a 28-day restoration project that included cleaning and disinfecting the spill site, clearing nearby sewer mains, removing debris, extensive water testing, and water aeration. Within days of the spill, the county held a public town hall meeting with residents and officials of Clarkston.
What we're trying to do now is we're trying to figure out the best way to communicate with all of the residents.
Throughout the entire process, the county shared regular updates. And just 2 months following the overflow, DeKalb County CEO Michael Thurman, DeKalb's watershed management, and Clarkston city leaders helped restock Crystal Pond with more than 1,600 fish.
I want to thank the men and women standing beside me and behind me who came to the forefront, who worked hard around the clock, who cleaned up the spill, and now having repopulated the lake.
We have been so impressed with both the transparency, responsiveness, and generosity of the county. They rose to the occasion.
It was very rewarding, very rewarding. Being able to work with the members of the community, getting to this day. It was a very exciting day.
The county will continue working with the community to educate residents about keeping harmful items out of our pipes and waterways to help stop sanitary sewer overflows, or SSOs. Approximately 60% of SSOs throughout DeKalb County are caused by fats, oils, and grease being poured down sink drains. In 2017, DeKalb relaunched a community education program to help change behavior and increase fog awareness. The county has held 280 public events and distributed more than 60,000 flyers after grease-related spills.
I'm just looking forward to the replenishing of this community regarding the lake, because it's such a great opportunity to expose our young people and our future residents, as well as to incorporate the participation of our current residents.
Routine sewer main cleanings are planned to take place every 3 months at Crystal Pond, and thorough assessments are scheduled for needed infrastructure repairs. Both are proactive measures to prevent future spills.
I'm very excited that DeKalb County has taken the time and the money and the resources. You guys have roads to fix, lights to put in, other things to do, and yet you're taking care of nature and helping us preserve it for the next generation for years to come.
DeKalb County government made the promise. I didn't make it. DeKalb County government made the promise, and we worked together to fulfill that promise. And I'm proud. It's a proud day for our county. And I'm personally inspired by the outpouring of appreciation from the residents in this area.
DeKalb is investing $79 million for significant sewer maintenance and repairs this year throughout all of DeKalb County. These projects begin in June and will extend through 2020. Diamond Lewis, Inside DeKalb. In addition to infrastructure improvements, the county has hired more staff to proactively report, locate, and respond to sewer spills to protect our environment right here in DeKalb County. Reporting from the city of Clarkston, Diamond Lewis, Inside DeKalb. Thanks, Diamond, and a big thanks to DeKalb County. Great work. Now, DeKalb's current leadership is stepping up in the fight to eradicate blight throughout the entire county. DCTV's Aviva Hoffman takes us to a neighborhood where one major eyesore is no more.
A large building comes down in order to bring a neighborhood up.
DeKalb County's Blight Task Force marks another victory. Demolition crews recently took down a 4-unit building at Waverly Place in Clarkston that had languished for 3 years. It's one of DeKalb CEO Michael Thurman's major initiatives to clean up the county.
We are serious about fighting blight in DeKalb County. We ask for patience, but we also ask for persistence from those who want to fight, those who are in the fight, and they are not alone.
Removing an eyesore like this is not an easy process. DeKalb must first receive a court order issuing permission to proceed.
DeKalb County government is involved, but we can't do this without the solicitor's office, without the magistrate's court, and the judicial branch. It was a team effort in order for us to get the necessary legal paperwork done, the order signed, and to put us in a position to eradicate this blight today.
To prepare for demolition, the county must also coordinate permitting and contracting, as well as review site plans and consult with engineers and utility companies.
It's a tremendous feeling because we, have done it so many years, and we know we got feedback from people. We just don't take it for granted. We know that everyone we take down, it helps someone.
That's why it's a high priority in DeKalb, with multiple county departments working together on this effort, including beautification, sanitation, roads and drainage, fire, police, and code enforcement, all to fight blight throughout all of DeKalb County. Amy Medford lives just around the corner from Waverly Place. She says the last couple of years, this property has been a real hot-button topic in her household. The whole family came out to witness the demolition.
My kids could relate to the kids that had to walk by here and the kids that had to live here and see this and live with this. And we talked about how it was scary and frightening and unsafe.
As part of DeKalb County's Operation Clean Sweep, a year-round blight reduction initiative, DeKalb has a steady pipeline of properties throughout its diverse communities that code enforcement has slated for improvements. In July 2017, DeKalb demolished some of the units at the Brannan Hill condominiums, also in Clarkston. These condos were constructed in 1973 and have long been in disrepair.
I think actions speak louder than words. I think the CEO's leadership has been absolutely dispositive in this process of demonstrating to people that we're serious.
That's the sole purpose of us being here today, to continue to make DeKalb a better place to live. And I'm happy to be a part of that team.
And I want to add, when we improve the quality of life in neighborhoods such as this, we improve the quality of life all across DeKalb County, Georgia.
In the fight against blight in 2017, DeKalb County inspected more than 41,000 properties, issued more than 4,400 court summons, collected more than $328,000 in fines, demolished 37 single-family homes and 4 multifamily buildings containing 68 units. The county also collected more than 600,000 pounds of litter and removed hundreds of tons of debris throughout 2,000 miles of county road. After just a few short weeks following the demolition at Waverly Place, green grass now grows.
And now this lot has a chance for a new start. Now the county plans to demolish a minimum of 40 parcels throughout all of DeKalb in 2018, and that includes returning to the Brannon Hill complex for more blight removal there. Reporting in Clarkston, Aviva Hoffman, Inside DeKalb.
Thanks, Aviva. DeKalb County is out and about in our communities, getting the job done, ensuring a better quality of life for all of our residents. And that is just what we like to see. Coming up next on Inside DeKalb, DCTV highlights a local organization making a big difference in our communities. And later on Inside DeKalb.
And I tell people all the time, individuals win trophies, but teams win championships.
And you don't want to miss this.
Thank you so much for tuning in and turning on to Sunday Morning Praise.
All that and more coming up on Inside DeKalb.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed our own.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, button the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep
pedaling. Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation. You're resigning? Why? You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. Oh, I forgot. I'll do better. Please don't quit on me.
Don't let your heart quit on you. Get your uncontrolled high blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late.
Welcome back to Inside DeKalb. I'm Paula Gwen Grant. Chris 180 is an organization that focuses on helping to change the lives of youth and young adults, as well as families who've experienced trauma. They recently started a new campaign and broke ground on a brand new facility that will help them reach more people and save more lives in DeKalb County. DCTV's Crystal Thomas has more.
Chris 180 has been working hard for over 3 decades to ensure a great quality of life for everyone in our communities.
Chris 180, formerly known as Chris Kids, is a social services organization based in Atlanta. It provides children, adults, and families with counseling, safe housing, community support, and training on trauma and child abuse prevention, working each day to make a difference in DeKalb County.
Going to have a stronger, vibrant DeKalb, if we're going to have a stronger, vibrant community in Metro Atlanta, we have to uplift the people. We have to give our folks the opportunity to succeed. And that means sometimes giving them a hand up that helps them, that empowers them to take charge of their lives and become self-sufficient.
Regardless of what we've been through in life, we can still do some incredible things. And that's what Chris 180 does. They help people in need, they help young folks in need, foster care, counseling those in trauma.
Established in 1981, Chris 180 has helped to transform the lives of more than 60,000 people. DeKalb District 3 Commissioner Larry Johnson wanted to recognize the tremendous impact Chris 180 has had within the community.
So I wanted to engage them and see how can we help the least of these, because these are kids that nobody didn't want. But Chris Kids said we have a welcoming spirit, we want to welcome them in.
With the goal to expand its reach within the surrounding communities, Chris 180 recently broke ground on the new Center of Excellence for Training, Education, and Connections. This is a part of its $13 million Turning Point Capital campaign.
1, 2, and 3! Yay! We're doing this work right now because it's really important. The community has really come together, and we have a really good opportunity here to serve the community in a much bigger way.
On this site, there's going to be a 20,000 square foot building. It's going to be 2 stories, and it's the new home of Chris 180's administrative offices. It's going to be an expanded area for our adoptions program, and there's going to be a large new space for our training programs.
The campaign will also fund a new integrated healthcare clinic in partnership with Mercy Care, including enhancements for Chris 180 residents, and will help ensure long-term sustainability for the organization. The campaign will also fund 4 new Gateway foster homes for sibling groups. These were purchased from homeowners in the adjoining neighborhood who wanted to give back to their community.
Well, it's important because we got people in the community that need stuff like that. And we try to make sure that they know it's here and they, it's for them.
Chris 180 started across the street. It's a green building, solar power. It has counseling. It has for folks who age out of foster care. They need our help. Terry Mills saw that need.
DeKalb County government has been a longtime partner with Chris 180. DeKalb County Solicitor General Donna Coleman Stribling, the Decatur Alumni Chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and the Columbia Drive United Methodist Church recently organized a month-long toiletry drive to benefit Chris 180 and foster youth.
It was my goal in order to not only educate the public, but to also provide a resource and provide items for the individuals who are going through Chris 180.
The Solicitor General's office partnered with several other county offices to conduct this toiletry drive. Participants collected items such as toothbrushes, lotion, shampoo, deodorant, and hair products.
It just meant a lot to be able to provide them with things that'll just help them start a new life.
And there's more than one way to help out in the DeKalb County community. Donors for Chris 180's Turning Point campaign include the Joseph B. Whitehead Foundation, Delta Airlines, and public supermarket charities, among many others.
So we're so excited about the opportunity to expand our services in DeKalb and in the metro area.
Chris 180's Turning Point Capital campaign will more than double its impact in the community by 2020, increasing from serving 6,500 to serving more than 13,000 children, youth, and families yearly. Crystal Thomas, Inside DeKalb.
Thanks, Crystal. What a wonderful story. It's always nice to see organizations helping to give back to the community. Now, for more information about Chris 180 and how you can help their cause, visit chris180.org. Now, this next story just goes to show that you're never too young to uplift those in your community who need it the most. Let's check out this story about a teenager who saw a problem and took action. Here's Diamond Lewis.
Can you imagine having to stretch a single roll of toilet tissue for 30 days? Unfortunately, this is the reality for many people in our homeless population. Teenager Kendall Robinson formed the local nonprofit organization Love Rolls to combat this very issue of tissue.
In the summer of 2015, I was volunteering at a mobile food pantry, and a homeless man told me that he had to ration out 1 roll for 1 month. The man's story stuck with me so much that I decided to do a toilet paper drive.
Since launching in 2016, Love Rolls has collected more than 225,000 rolls of tissue. This organization has received local and national recognition for its positive impact in the community.
I knew that it was something totally bigger than the absence of the toilet paper, bigger than the homeless man, and bigger than any lesson that I had ever tried to teach to her and her sister.
We're helping the community. We're making a small step to making the world a better place.
Inspired by Kendall's story, CEO Michael Thurman's administration sponsored a countywide Love Rolls toilet paper drive. The staff immediately got to work, encouraging everyone in the county to get involved.
DeKalb County, it's time to step up and help out as we let love roll.
We reached out and asked all of our employees and citizens and staff to donate toilet paper, and the response was overwhelming.
With a goal to collect more than 3,000 rolls of tissue, donations rolled in from various county employees, residents, and even some DeKalb County school staff and students.
In our line of work over there with child support, we have a lot of the same members that need these items coming into our office on a daily basis, so we definitely try to help out where we can.
We are a technology school, and we have done several projects around helping the community, and when we found out about this particular project, we decided we wanted to jump in and help also.
As a team, we collected, this is actually one of our second loads of toilet paper for a great cause, and we're glad to participate and help out.
DeKalb County government collected approximately 7,000 rolls of tissue. That's more than double the initial goal for this inaugural drive in DeKalb.
Look at all these boxes. We would like to present to Love Rolls approximately 7,000 rolls of toilet paper for you to help give to DeKalb's homeless agencies and agencies throughout Metro Atlanta. Thank you for your service and your commitment.
Kendall, we are so proud of you. You are an example of a great public servant. You're the future of our county, our state, and our nation. We love you, and we wish you the very best.
Thank you guys. I know there were so many others that y'all could have chosen, so I'm glad that y'all stood behind me and got the whole county on board.
The county's donation is a great start to Kendall's goal of collecting more than 1 million love rolls. Kendall Robinson, at such a young age, you're changing the world one roll at a time. And for that, DeKalb County salutes you. For more information on Love Rolls and how you can help out, visit loverolls.org.
Thanks, Diamond. Great story. Coming up next on Inside DeKalb, we're going to show you why East Decatur Greenway is so special. And later, DCTV highlights local radio legend Larry Tinsley as he celebrates 50 years on the air. Stick around for more Inside DeKalb.
3 years ago, my mom, my sweetheart, who had type 2 diabetes, died of heart disease. We didn't know that if you have diabetes, you are 2 to 4 times more likely to develop cardiovascular disease. And what's truly shocking to me is that millions of people living with diabetes aren't aware of their increased risk for heart disease. What will it take to sink in? If you have type 2 diabetes, know your risk of heart disease. Know your risk of heart disease. Know your risk of heart disease. Be good to yourself and those you love by knowing your risk. Heart disease and diabetes are linked. No matter how you have to hear it, please listen. Because the sooner you know your heart disease risk, the more you and your doctor can do about it. Go to foryoursweetheart.com.
Don't look at me. Your hair's a bit frizzy today. Oh, you should pick that up. Oh, you're such a dork, loser. Here, let me help you with that. Oops.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Oh, look, your crush is looking at you. Poor you.
They want to help, but don't know how.
See, no one here's gonna help you, because no one
Teach your
likes you.
kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Get your ass up. You're not sitting here.
Yes, I am.
Move. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stab me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how. Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Quiet, please. Wait a sec. I'll take one. Oh, yeah. All right. All good. Take care. Way to go. Nice. Bring it on. Gotcha. I'm here for you. Oh, no. Please, please, please. I'm waiting. Interesting. Not buying it. Not fair. That's it. This conversation is over. Oh, brother.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things.
I'm having a stroke. I'm having a stroke.
Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment, and that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
Welcome back to Inside DeKalb. I'm Paula Gwen Grant. Now, I'm sure you've noticed this lovely green space behind me throughout the entire show. This is the East Decatur Greenway on Columbia Drive, a brand new park created where a gas station once stood. Yeah, you're right. No, that's what you heard, a gas station. A local organization decided to revitalize this area to be used as a green space for local schools, churches, and all residents. So let's take a peek now at East Decatur Greenway.
This is the official opening day for East Decatur Greenway. East Decatur Greenway is a new park on Columbia Drive near Decatur, Georgia.
This park is a passive park that has been the work of several neighborhood activists turning an abandoned gas station space into a greenway. The gas station was broken down for many, many years.
It is a former brownfield. It had contamination of soil and groundwater with petroleum.
We were able to take that eyesore, one that had graffiti and the land had overgrown the site, and to clean the property up from all the toxins thanks to the EPA and DeKalb County. It's a tremendous accomplishment. Our friend's school is a neighbor, and we will be taking over the stewardship of the park.
The idea actually came from a businessman in the local community who had tried to buy the former gas station in order to clean it up. He was unsuccessful, needed to move on to other projects, so he asked me to attempt to buy the property. And so that's what I did. I was able to acquire it, incorporate it as a nonprofit, and sought funding from the Environmental Protection Agency to do the job.
Just wanted to say thank you to what this collaboration would mean. I tell people all the time, individuals win trophies, but teams win championships.
East Decatur Greenway received a grant from the Environmental Protection Agency to remove the contamination, which was completed in 2017.
We make grants to organizations like this and for projects like this, and we make loans to private businesses. So to see a project like this come to fruition with our help and the teamwork of many others is just outstanding.
We were able to get additional funding to create a public park.
We'll have outdoor classroom space here. We will create different kinds of habitats for animals and for students to learn about things like permaculture and indigenous plants.
It's really important in a densely populated urban area to have green space. You can always build more buildings, but you can't make more green space.
The population keeps growing, 750,000 people in DeKalb now, so having some green space for people to enjoy, we like to see more of this spread throughout the county.
Nature's a great unifier. We have a cross-section of generations here today, a cross-section of our community. Members from various neighborhoods that have come to celebrate this opening just really tells me this is going to be a center for community building in our world.
This is an opportunity for us to connect, to build bridges, to communicate our love and peace and what green space can do.
Now here's another wonderful outdoor space in DeKalb County. Let's take a look at the unveiling of the first trail in the nation to be named after former First Lady Michelle Obama. Crystal Thomas has more.
The DeKalb County Department of Recreation, Parks, and Cultural Affairs recently unveiled the Michelle Obama Trail. The 3.8-mile-long trail is located near Georgia State University, the Perimeter College campus, and connects to Gresham Park. This is the first trail in the nation to be named after former First Lady Michelle Obama.
So I want y'all to be ready because we're going to do some walking, trails in the spring. I need everybody to be a part of it. Our goal is to lose 700,000 pounds in DeKalb County.
Originally named the South River Trail, this path was renamed as part of a resolution brought forth by Commissioner Larry Johnson.
And so this is just a small token to show what we can do. And then we made it close to the Barack Obama Elementary School, the first elementary school named after our president.
County officials joined the public and members of the Barack Obama Elementary School to help celebrate the occasion.
So because we are Barack H. Obama Elementary, and this trail runs right alongside, on the other end, right alongside our school, we are just delighted that it has been named after our school's namesake's wife.
Our team is dynamite. Our team is dynamite. Our team is sick, boom, dynamite. Boom, dynamite.
I think we got a wonderful thing, and it was really an honor to work on this.
Michelle Obama has long been a proponent of healthy eating and active living, especially among our nation's youth, to help combat childhood obesity.
All of the things that she could have been about, she was about health and wellness. And she ended up starting a national movement called Let's Move.
The Let's Move campaign was started in 2010 with some special goals in mind.
To get their kids on track, to live healthier lives, to eat right, to get more exercise, and to be ready to face the challenges of the future.
This new trail isn't complete yet, but will be in the next development phase. It will eventually connect from the South River and extend all the way to Arabia Mountain.
Well, Michelle Obama is a very inspirational person. She is very, very strong on exercising, so she means a lot to me.
For more information about the Michelle Obama Trail or any of DeKalb County's wonderful parks, trails, and recreation centers, visit DeKalbCountyGA.gov/parks. Crystal Thomas, Inside DeKalb.
Thanks, Crystal. That trail looks fantastic. Can't wait to try it out. Stay tuned now. We've got more Inside DeKalb right after this. Coming up next on Inside DeKalb.
All right, we're getting ready to go up. I'm going up in one of these babies. I'm a little nervous, but super excited.
And later on Inside DeKalb.
Good morning to everyone in the ATL, those in Decatur, Lithonia, Conyers, Covington, Georgia too. Couldn't forget about you.
Stick around for more Inside DeKalb.
Quiet, please. Wait a sec. I'll take one. Oh yeah. All right. All good. Take care. Way to go. Nice. Bring it on. Gotcha. I'm here for you. Oh no. Please, please, please. I'm waiting. Interesting. Not buying it. Not fair. That's it. This conversation is over. Oh, brother.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things.
I'm having a stroke. I'm having a stroke.
Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F. Face drooping. A. Arm weakness. S. Speech difficulty. T. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment, and that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
Did you know that over 1 in 10 Americans have kidney disease, and most don't know until it's too late?
That's a lot of people.
High blood pressure and diabetes are 2 causes, and African Americans and Hispanics are even more at risk. But in many cases, kidney disease and kidney failure are preventable, and getting a simple test each year can help you stay on track.
There's more you can do to keep your kidneys healthy.
You can visit fixingpaco.org to get the facts, get checked, and get healthy.
You can also learn about becoming an organ donor and help those with kidney failure. Right, guys?
Get the facts, get checked, get healthy. Yes.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww, they walk like a monkey, hop like a bunny. Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants. They've got ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants. Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants. They got ants in their pants. They've got ants in their pants.
One more time.
Jimmy can't sing, and Tommy can't dance, so we're gonna put some ants in their pants. Aww.
Kids will spend 22 minutes watching us, the super duper party troopers, sing about ants in their pants.
Isn't that funny? Ants in their pants, they got ants in their pants. They've got ants in their pants, they got...
Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later.
2 minutes twice a day. They have the time.
Welcome back to Inside DeKalb. I'm Paula Gwen Grant out here at East Decatur Greenway on Columbia Drive. Next up, we've got a special feature from this year's Good Neighbor Day Air Show with DCTV's director, Diamond Lewis. Take a look.
The annual Good Neighbor Day Open House Air Show at DeKalb Peachtree Airport is the highlight of the year for thousands in DeKalb and neighboring counties, and even for some people from across the state. Good Neighbor Day celebrates and unites the surrounding communities. PDK is the second busiest airport in all of Georgia, and this annual air show offers attendees an inside look into its operations. In preparation for this year's air show, DCTV and several county officials decided to see what it's like to soar high in the sky with some of the best. Let's just say we went on a fly-along. Check it out.
All right, we're getting ready to go up. I'm going up in one of these babies. I'm a little nervous, but super excited.
Here's your next 4. Commissioner.
All right, Steve, let's do it.
I started flying when I was 12 years old. I soloed when I was 16 and have been flying ever since. Myself and a guy named Alan Henley started this team in 1985. We fly all over the country, even out of the country, having a ball.
Can I fly? Can I drive it?
Do you know how to fly?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Let's fly, baby. Let's fly.
We had an opportunity to fly on these beautiful planes with excellent pilots. They turned us upside down and inside out. This was an experience. I really enjoyed it. And me, myself, see, I'm an Army guy. So I'm used to jumping out of planes, but I'll be doggone, I'm not used to all that stuff right there.
We had the opportunity to ride one of these old Navy trainer planes in formation with 3 other planes, great pilots, feeling the G's as we were doing a couple of aerobatic maneuvers, and really got to appreciate DeKalb from a bird's eye view.
So we are safe and back on solid land, but I've got to say I had a blast. I may have hollered once or twice.
She did good. Flying is in a realm of its own. No stop signs, no speed limit, nothing but one-way streets, no road rage. That's what I really love about it.
I thank you for taking me up there. My mom thanks you for bringing me back down here.
You got it.
I just want you to tell the people of DeKalb County, how did I do on the plane?
Perfect. Perfect. We had a ball.
We'll see you all next year at the Good Neighbor Day Air Show. Diamond Lewis, Inside DeKalb.
Now check out this next story as we highlight one of Atlanta's most well-known voices, Mr. Larry Tinsley. Diamond Lewis has this one too.
Good morning to everyone in the ATL, those in Decatur, Lithonia, Conyers, Covington, Georgia too. Couldn't forget about you. Thank you so much for tuning in and turning on to Sunday Morning Praise.
This rich, polished voice has graced radio airways for more than 50 years. The man behind The Voice, Larry Tinsley, currently hosts Sunday Morning Praise on V103 and Early Morning Praise on WAOK. A perfect mixture of devout faith, a love for service, and an extreme sense of humility has led Tinsley to becoming a radio mainstay and a household name.
I look at myself as being here on a major urban station in the country, doing God's work. And only God could set this up. I tell everybody everywhere I go, and they say, man, you're so successful doing this radio thing. But I tell them point blank, it had to be God.
Born in Decaturville, Tennessee, and raised in Knoxville, Tinsley began using his passion for radio as his ministry decades ago. He discovered this passion at the age of just 15 years old.
When I walked into the studio, I was blown away. I said, this is really what I want to do with my life. I was impressed by the buttons, the knobs, the personalities, the way they were dressed and carried themselves. I said, I want to be like that someday.
God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Atlanta, Georgia. If you're driving the highways and byways of the ATL this morning, by all means drive with the best of care.
When I look at guys like Hank Spann, who was here in Atlanta back in the 70s, Doug Steele, Dwayne Jones, these guys were celebrities in their communities here in Atlanta. And then when I joined the club, I mean, it was just a great, great feeling to know that people looked up to you like that.
After graduating from Lambeth University, Tinsley followed up on a promise made by none other than the godfather of soul himself. Delivering on that promise, James Brown gave Tinsley his first job in radio at WJBE.
It was a major stepping stone for me because it taught me how to do the basics of radio. And when it came down to doing radio, I had to teach it to others and had to have them to do it the right way as well.
From an announcer to programming director, Tinsley has worn many hats in the broadcast industry. The top-rated radio show host has interviewed countless celebrities, performers, and politicians, and boasts a host of prestigious awards, such as a Stellar Award for Gospel Announcer of the Year in 1997. He was inducted into the Georgia Radio Hall of Fame in 2015. But for Tinsley, there is one top honor which reigns supreme.
The crowning achievement came for me back in 1984 when I decided to give my life to the Lord. I was doing the R&B thing, you know, enjoying that. I thought I was enjoying great success, had great ratings and everything doing that. But when I gave my life to the Lord and said I want to use my talent to His glory, that's when things really started changing for me.
And while Tinsley's celebrated radio career has lived through decades of industry changes, his drive to use the airways for good is unwavering.
The technology has changed big time because back then we had pots that you had to just turn and things like this. You had the radio stations could go off the air and you wouldn't even know it. I mean, that's just the way it was.
Larry Tinsley, for more than 50 years of service through broadcast, unquestionable style, and spiritual conviction, DeKalb County salutes you. Diamond Lewis, Inside DeKalb.
And thank you so much for this beautiful Sunday morning ride. I appreciate you so much. You're listening to Larry Tinsley and Sunday Morning Praise.
Wow, 50 years. That is impressive. Thanks, Diamond. Larry Tinsley can be heard hosting Sunday Morning Praise, Sunday mornings on V103. He can also be heard on WAOK with his show Early Morning Praise. Congratulations, Larry, and thank you for 50 years. Well, that does it for this episode of Inside DeKalb. Now remember, we're always out and about bringing you the news you can really use and be proud of. When it comes to the county, you call home. And don't forget to check us out on all our social media platforms. For all of the DCTV team, I'm Paula Gwynn Grant. We'll see you next time on Inside DeKalb.
No matter where you live, disasters can happen. Hurricanes and severe storms bring destructive winds and devastating floods. Wildfires destroy homes and businesses. Earthquakes can cripple entire communities. All disasters have one thing in common. After they happen, people need help. When the President issues a disaster declaration, a massive relief operation is launched. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, takes the lead and works with state and local responders to supply food, water, and shelter to survivors. Depending upon the severity of the disaster, this initial response can last for weeks, even months. At some point, this response gives way to the longer-term process of recovery. Tens of thousands of homes and businesses may need to be rebuilt. and critical infrastructure such as water, sewer, and electric service may need to be restored. The total price tag of recovery can be staggering. Private insurance and government assistance can go a long way to meet these costs, but there is often a tremendous amount of unmet needs that remain. To support long-term recovery, Congress created a program called the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Program. After a disaster, Congress may provide millions, sometimes billions of dollars to this program and directs the Department of Housing and Urban Development to distribute the funds to places with the greatest needs. Once HUD distributes these dollars, planning begins for how to spend them. This phase of recovery requires the input of everybody: state and local governments, engineers, business leaders, and local citizens. These plans can include protecting neighborhoods and families from future storms, moving them from harm's way, and making communities even stronger and more livable than before. While all this planning can sometimes take several months, HUD can speed things up by cutting red tape and offering technical advice. When the recovery plans are complete, the brick-and-mortar work of recovery begins. After a disaster, rebuilding entire communities won't happen overnight. The process can take months, sometimes years. But through it all, HUD remains committed to helping people and places recover, to restoring big cities and small towns alike back to thriving communities.
Warmer weather is around the corner, and we're sure to see more pesky insects. The DeKalb County Board of Health Department works around the clock to keep us healthy and safe, including preventing the spread of mosquito-borne illnesses.
Every day they're out there testing any standing water, any mosquito pools to make sure that we're still safe. And when they're finding mosquitoes, they're larviciding the areas to make sure that the mosquitoes that are there are not multiplying, or if they've had eggs, that the eggs are not going to grow into adult mosquitoes.
The Zika virus is primarily transmitted by infected mosquitoes. There is no vaccine to prevent Zika and no medicine to treat it. But there is an easy way to reduce your risk. Mosquitoes breed in standing water. Take a look around your property and get rid of any standing water that could last 5 or more days. In other words, tip and toss.
You can grow 6,000 mosquitoes in a pan of water.
You'll want to tip and toss containers after every rain and at least once a week.
If you have mosquitoes in your yard, you're probably breeding them, and it's real important that you look through your yard, make sure you get rid of any standing water. These mosquitoes breed in small man-made containers. The cap of a 2-liter soda bottle can breed hundreds of mosquitoes.
You'll also want to be sure to protect yourself from getting bitten. Use insect repellents with DEET. Wear protective clothing, long sleeves, and pants. Put screens on doors and windows. And if you're in an area with a lot of mosquitoes, consider sleeping under a mosquito net.
One bite is all it takes. If that mosquito has the virus, one bite can be life-changing.
Find out more about Zika and how to protect yourself. Visit DeKalbHealth.net.
Who are the new graduates? All right, if you'll stand up for me, please. And while you're doing that, I want to be the first to congratulate you. It is no easy feat, and what you all do is really important work. We're delighted to have you on board. There's lots of work for you to do. We need to get the county cleaned up. I think it's very important that the new code enforcement officers were here today to take the oath of office. If you look at some of the wording in the oath, it lets them know that they're to do their jobs professionally, courteously, to do it without any political or personal influence. If you'll raise your right hand and repeat after me, please. It is an important job, and it lends to the professionalism. Their role is to actually follow the ordinances and codes that are set out in DeKalb County. And as part of the beautification unit, it is their job to patrol the streets and respond to calls to make sure that citizens of DeKalb are keeping their properties in a safe, clean, wholesome manner to make sure that they're not endangering the safety of their neighbors and other citizens in DeKalb. Code Enforcement Division. I'm sure that these new enforcement officers are ready to hit the streets. I'm excited about that.
It feels amazing. It feels really good. I am ready. I'm more than ready. I'm excited.
And will treat all citizens with courtesy and equality. That I will support and defend the constitutions of the state of Georgia and the United States of America. Congratulations.
These officers went through a 90-day training. They are excited and they are ready to hit the field. And I know that our residents are ready for them to come on out.
Training was intense. We learned a lot from our instructor, Officer DeWitt. I learned stuff I would have never even thought was a code. I learned to appreciate the job. We became a cohesive family. Training was fun.
I'm going to ask my Judicial Assistant, Darren George, to make sure that each of you sign an official copy of the oath that you have taken. After we get your signature, then I will sign it, and this matter will be kept on record.
We have been doing a phenomenal job with the officers that we currently have. But to have 11 additional officers, it's so good for DeKalb County.
Again, I'd like to take the opportunity to congratulate you all, to thank you all for the work that you've signed up to do. We all live, love, and work and play in DeKalb County, and it's really important that we do what we can to beautify it, and you play an important role in making sure that people are held accountable and bringing those matters that are really egregious, where people refuse to remain within compliance with code. You're important. You play an important role of bringing those matters before the court. So anyway, congratulations again. I thank you.
Will everyone kindly take their seats? We're about to begin our program, please. We have the wonderful pleasure of having a commencement exercise for 11 new code enforcement officers that will be taking our streets in the unincorporated DeKalb County. We know they're going to do excellent and extraordinary work.
I'm always excited to see more resources in the county. This current administration has been very dedicated to making sure that we have the resources that we need, not just in magistrate court, but countywide, and that beautification really is one of the hallmarks of this administration.
We help keep DeKalb beautiful. We help keep homeowners in compliance to keep their homes up to date. If you don't mow your grass and you live in DeKalb County, we'll be coming by to tell you to mow your grass. Because nobody wants to live inside of a dilapidated house or something like that.
Thank you to CEO Micah Thurman and the Board of Commissioners for giving us those positions. Now it's time to clean up DeKalb and fulfill the CEO's vision for a cleaner and more beautiful DeKalb County.
I'm even more excited because I'm looking to buy a home in DeKalb County, so I feel like this job is giving me more of an insight into what I need to look for in the area I live in.
I have lived and worked in this county for more than 20 years, love DeKalb County. I'm excited about the direction that we're headed, and there are better days before us. I'm excited about that and looking forward to the county being cleaned up and holding people accountable when necessary. And, you know, you have to do that with some compassion, but looking at each case on a case-by-case basis.
I've been a resident of DeKalb County for over 30 years, and so I have children. So I have a passion for this community and being able to restore DeKalb County to what it was and even make it bigger and better for residents, to attract businesses, for the quality of life. That is exciting.
There's a threat targeting America. One that's growing fast, but may still be hard to see. Lyme disease. Spread by tiny ticks, often smaller than the head of a pin. This dangerous disease is now more widespread than West Nile, tuberculosis, and HIV/AIDS combined. And if left untreated, it can lead to arthritis, facial paralysis, and even memory and concentration problems, often called brain fog. As the threat of Lyme disease grows to more than 300,000 projected cases each year, it's time for us to target Lyme disease. That means checking for ticks when you've been outside, even in your own backyard. It means seeing a doctor if you experience the symptoms of Lyme disease, which can include joint pain, flu-like symptoms, fever, fatigue, or sometimes a bullseye-shaped rash. Set your sights on stopping Lyme. Learn how you can target Lyme disease at targetlyme.org.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play more. To donate or volunteer, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Get your ass out. You're not sitting here.
Yes, I am.
Move. Give it to him hard.
No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stab me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh,
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.